So hello students, welcome to video 3. Now ideally if you guys can solve it yourself, there's no need to watch this video. If you can look at the questions and you see the solution and you're able to see how it has happened and you are yourself able to solve it, then no need to further watch this video. I'm happy if you are able to do it yourself. That's the ideal thing. But suppose you are not, I'm going to walk you through these examples. At least to the first 4 questions I will do. 5th question I'll leave it as an exercise for you. So there are 2 parts in this thing. We are saying Aldo is Italian and Bob is English. So what we do is we make these two as we give a variable A and B, and now we'll use those statements in short form. We'll be able to write in the solution. Instead of writing long English sentences, we have made it shorter. Now suppose in the exam I ask you Aldo is Italian and I ask you to give the proposition logic, then you should give me this line number 9 which is highlighted right now. But suppose I give you line number 9, you are supposed to tell me that the answer is Aldo is Italian. So you do the reverse of it. So in the unit test you may either get these kind of English statements which you have to formalize, or you may get propositional logic statements which you have to convert it into English. That's what the expectation will be. Now first one is quite simple. We have a statement already which is Aldo is Italian, which is the letter A, and we want to say the reverse of it. We want to say Aldo isn't Italian. So due to which we simply have to put a negation symbol, and there are some symbols which we need to know. One of the symbols is negation, the other symbol is and, or, implies. Okay, so those are the symbols which we need to know. So let's look at the second question. Aldo is Italian while Bob is English. Now there's no word and in between, but it means the same thing, that Aldo is Italian and Bob is English. So the questions uses a different word, but it means the same thing, that both are true. In which case we simply have to use an and symbol in between, which looks like this, which is called the conjunction symbol, or is called disjunction, and is called conjunction. So we simply use A and B, and that's how we get this one. The third one, again we have to see the different parts. Aldo is Italian is A, Bob is not English is not B, and then is normally converted into an arrow. So if you can see, this thing is same as this thing. So if Aldo is Italian, then Bob is not English. Could be written as this. And once you get a hang of this, you will be able to read this line as Aldo is Italian, then Bob is not English. So you'll be able to read it looking at the proposition logic after some time. It's just a question of practice. So I'll give you a worksheet after this, and when you do the worksheet and if you're able to do it yourself, that should be fine. That's all we need. The ability to convert English sentences to proposition logic. And later, as we move on, we will learn how to convert English sentences to another language called the first order logic. And how will you represent it in that one? Now let's go to the 4th question, which is a bit more trickier. And it basically says Aldo is Italian, or if Aldo isn't Italian, then Bob is English. Now how does the computer store this? Because computer will get confused if it is just stored as an English thing. It won't know how to understand the statement. How does it parse this statement? So if you understand any programming language like C, Java, Python, basically has a particular syntax, a particular semantics, and that's how the computer understands it. If you simply say display numbers from 1 to 100, a computer cannot do it. You have to give it in a formal language. Similarly, if English sentences are given to the computer, it won't understand it. It has to convert it into a logical form which can be issued as a command to the computer for it to understand. It can store information, it can store knowledge in this way. So here we have the 3 parts. Aldo is Italian, then there is a part of Aldo isn't Italian, then Bob is English. And in an exam, if you get this question, that's what you should do. Break it into simpler, smaller parts, put symbols for that, and then bring them all together. And the answer in the 4th one, you can see very clearly. A, or, and brackets open, not A implies B. A, this or has been shown with a symbol there. This or, if you notice, is there in this statement. Similarly, this then has come as a This then has come as an arrow in this part. So we can see how that English is getting converted into the statement here. But here I thought I should also show you how Excel may implement this if you have to put a set of commands here. Some of you who can do it yourself can try it yourself at home. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So there are two statements. We are saying both are false, or we are saying one of them is false, or we are saying both are true. Now if this condition which we have here, if I want to use an Excel and code it, if I want to code this here, how do I code it in Excel? So if you understand this part, I think you will overall understand what's happening here. How do you say A? We simply select this cell B7. So we will say the symbol is OR. The first symbol which you're using in between is OR. So we'll say is equal to OR, brackets open, and we click A, that is this cell, comma. Now we need to say the whole thing, the bracket part. And if you notice, in the bracket part, there is a implies option. Now implies is something which we haven't studied in Excel how to apply. But suppose it was an AND symbol, we could have used the AND function. Yeah. If it's a NOT symbol, we can use the NOT symbol. The NOT symbol is NOT. Okay. So in Excel, when we start implementing, we need commands for us to, obviously this function which I've written is not valid, but I was just trying to walk you through how we try to make a statement out of the same thing in terms of a language. Now Excel doesn't support implies because it's not really meant for writing propositional logic. It is more of a spreadsheet which helps us in certain things. But if there's a formal language which supports writing logic into it, like an AI system will need, then we will be able to write symbols. But Excel does support certain things. So let me just show you an example of what Excel does support. So let us see. So what we realize is we can't implement this part because the implies is not really supported by Excel. But let us see what something which Excel supports. And that could be a symbol like this, where we are saying A or, and in brackets we have not A and B. So if such a statement is there, Excel can do it because these particular things we have functions for. So I'll start with OR, and we have two parts to it. One side is A and the other side is whatever is there in the bracket. And what's there in the bracket is centered with an AND in it. So I will start with an AND. And if you notice, the first argument around the AND is not A. So not A, how do we say in Excel? We will use the function not and not, and again select A, comma, we will select B. So that is, we have to close the AND and we have to close the OR, and we get a false. And we pull it down and we get true. Where else have you seen such a truth table? It gives false for only when both the zeros are zeros, then only it gives false. In all other cases, we are getting a true. Okay. So this is what this is doing. A and not A and B. So A or not A and B. So this is how we will be able to convert that into an Excel kind of logic, and this can be seen here in the syntax where I've used three functions, one within the other, to make such a statement. Okay. Question 4, we were not able to just show you in Excel, but we can walk through you in terms of how does that example mean logically in a truth table in the next video. If you're interested, I will show you how this part of the video, statement is actually logically equivalent to this part. There are multiple ways of saying the same thing in proposition logic. I could have said this statement, Aldo is Italian, or if Aldo is in Italian, then Bob is English, in a bit more cumbersome way. But it can be simplified to another way, and that could be said simply as A or B. And we'll see that in the next video. Thank you for your time.